Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Montessori. Today I thought we could talk about the children's house and how important it is for the child who is going to a Montessori school. I have no material with me today, but I have two books. So I would really like to talk to you about what Dr. Montessori says about the 0 to 6 child. But before I start, let me remind you, if you're a true Montessorian, leave a like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. I have heard several parents of young children say that they would like to send their children to Montessori schools, but they'll send them when they're 6 years old. Fair enough, I can understand such a thought. But in a Montessori school, one has to take into account the fact that many materials that children use after the age of 6 are materials that have been presented that the children have used in the children's house. So what happens? The children who use the same materials in the children's house use them in a completely different way. Not in the sense that the use of the material is different, but in the way that the child himself approaches the material in the sense that the material speaks to the 3 to 6 year old in a different way than it does to a 6 to 12 year old. So, a child who has already used this material when he was 3 to 6 understands it in a better way when he comes to use it in a 6 to 12 environment. Let's hear what Dr. Montessori says about this. I'm reading from the 1946 London lectures, and she says, "The perfect development of the first period gives greater facility to the second. The period from birth to the age of 6 is a life in and of itself. If this life has been well lived, then the child of 6 will be very intelligent and with great love of work. He will also have nearly developed the character of a mature man. A psychologist might say that if one looked from a star a long way away from the earth and saw children between the ages of 6 to 12 on the earth for the first time, he might think that these were the mature human beings." So, the child in the 6 to 12 environment needs those years in the 3 to 6 classroom or in the children's house. And again, Montessori in The Absorbent Mind says, "The most important period of life is not the age of university studies, but the first one, the period from birth to the age of 6. For that is the time when man's intelligence itself, his greatest implement, is being formed. But not only his intelligence, the full totality of his psychic powers." So we have this children's house child who learns to work, who learns to love his work, who learns to listen to the materials, who then comes into the 6 to 12 classroom and is ready to work in the way that those children work. Going back to the 1946 London lectures, Dr. Montessori says, "The mission of the little child is to shape the man he will later become. So nature gives us energies that manifest themselves in our psychic development. Each period is a preparation for the next, and it prepares us very carefully every day. Nature has given us laws and energies so that this construction can take place. You must not think that you can take a child at any age, say 6 or 9, and turn him into a perfect person. The perfection of a child of 9 is dependent on the child that went before. In order to have a better child at 9, we must begin at birth." So parents, think about it. Think about the importance of the 3 to 6 classroom. The children's house is very important. Thank you. I'll see you again next week. Bye.